Here are Navy SEALs' 3 rules for surviving a real-world assault. Rule number 1, always fight dirty. If you're assaulted by a criminal, you stand no chance of surviving if you're acting like it's a martial arts tournament. In the real world, the devastating moves that are illegal in the martial arts are your best chance to survive. My martial arts mentor proved this point to me by throwing dirt in my face when I was least expecting it. And that's why I surprised my friend here, so you can see how unexpected, dirty moves like this can end the fight before it begins. And that's exactly why I don't train in martial arts. If you train in martial arts, you're preparing yourself for a sporting competition, not real-world self-defense. If you want to defend yourself in the real world, you need to focus on training the moves that are illegal in martial arts competitions. Throwing dirt, sand, or any other object in your opponent's eyes to blind him is a great way to start. But there are many other devastating, dirty, ruthless moves that you can use in a street fight to neutralize a bigger and stronger opponent. That's why the Navy SEALs don't train in martial arts. Instead, they focus on training with a dirty fighting move called the R.A.T technique. Self-defense experts agree that the R.A.T technique is the ultimate dirty street fighting move. It could never be used in a martial arts tournament because it could cause permanent crippling damage to your opponent. But hundreds of guys like us have used the R.A.T to defend themselves against younger thugs who tried to attack or rob them. You can learn the R.A.T technique for free by clicking Claim Book below. Let's talk about the second rule of fighting criminals. Never let your opponent stand up after you knock him down. I've seen this happen in countless street fighting videos, and I've even seen it happen in the real world a few times. It usually goes like this. First, a criminal attacks someone. They fight back and successfully hit the criminal with something that knocks him to the ground. Then they back off and walk away like they were in a boxing match. The problem is, it's not a boxing match. In the real world, the criminal will get up off the ground and attack you again. That's why one of the world's top self-defense experts, Paul Vunak, teaches that you should never walk away from your opponent until he's completely neutralized. That means you keep striking him until he's completely stopped. The final rule of fighting criminals is to learn the R.A.T technique and to make it your trained go-to response if someone attacks you. That's because in the real world, criminals don't give you a warning. They take you by surprise. You need to have a go-to move already planned to defend yourself. If you have no plan and you're just winging it, you won't be able to fight back effectively. And when your adrenaline is pumping from a real-world assault, you won't be able to perform complex martial arts moves. That's why your response must be simple, fast, and brutal. And that's exactly why I recommend you learn the R.A.T technique. Click Claim Book to learn it for free. When Paul Vunak was training the Navy SEALs in hand-to-hand combat, he saw immediately that they faced a few important challenges. First, they had a very limited time for hand-to-hand combatives training. They had to focus most of their training on weapons. And second, anything they learned would have to be performed under extreme duress on the battlefield. And that's why Paul developed the R.A.T technique. The R.A.T technique is a simple but devastating 3-part move. When you perform all 3 parts of the R.A.T correctly, it's virtually impossible to defend. Navy SEALs have used the R.A.T multiple times, but it's not just Special Forces soldiers in prime condition that have used the R.A.T. We've gotten numerous emails from older guys who use the R.A.T to defeat younger, stronger attackers. One man even used the R.A.T to stop 2 men trying to attack his wife. And there have been women who have used the R.A.T technique to defeat male attackers. That's why Paul's offering to teach you the R.A.T technique for free in his book, R.A.T Fight. People have paid $29.95 for the book on Amazon, but through the link in this video, you can get it for free. Just cover the shipping. Listen, if you're watching this, you're smart enough to know we're living in dangerous times. Violent crime, including murder, is through the roof. And because our politicians love criminals and hate the police, crime is only going to get worse and worse every year. And while I encourage you to own and carry a firearm, the reality is that you can't have a weapon with you at all times. And even if you do have a weapon with you when you're attacked, it's more likely than not you won't be able to access it. That's why you must learn how to defend yourself in hand-to-hand combat. And that's why we're taking money out of our pockets to give a copy of R.A.T Fight to you. Listen, you don't need to train for years in martial arts to defend yourself. You don't need to sweat it out in the gym for hours each week. You just need to pick up a copy of Paul's book like thousands of American patriots have. Just read the chapter on the R.A.T technique. Check out the 3 parts of the move, and you'll immediately be prepared to defend yourself against an assault. Just 1 hour spent learning the R.A.T technique will give you more self-defense capability than a decade spent training traditional martial arts. And as soon as you learn the R.A.T, you'll instantly have the confidence that comes with knowing you can always defend your family. How would you respond if a criminal attacks your family? And if you don't know right now, that's a problem. But once you have Rat Fight, you'll have a simple, fast, and brutally effective response ready for any criminal. Click Claim Book now to get your free copy of Rat Fight.